Good morning. It is Monday, August 4th. This is the Automotive State of the Union. I'm Paul J. Daly. It's Kyle Mountsier. Today, we are talking about Carvana's wild ride, negative equity in high-income houses, and the Gen X factor.
The Gen X.
It's actually I'm on the line, but I'm Gen X. Believe it or not.
Nobody's bingo card.
I know.
Nobody's bingo card this morning said these guys are going to talk about Gen X.
No, but it's worth talking about. I will say that the picture they put of Gen Xers in this article, I don't identify with it at all. I was like, huh?
You're like, sure, that's Gen X. I don't know about that.
It's like in one of those demographic surveys when they like loop you in with a much higher age bracket. You're like, come on, you couldn't have put one in the middle.
Yeah,
right. To make me feel a little better. That's messed up. I know. We just got through the first of a 5 Saturday month, so I know dealers out there happy. Everybody's selling over the weekend. Had great weather in most of the country, so
yep.
It all adds up. It adds up. Hey, we have a quick shot webinar this week. Getting back on track with these, driving loyalty with data with Shane Wilson and Levi Beatty. This is Wednesday, so 2 days from now on the 6th at 2 p.m. So with our friends CarRx, these are always so much fun and so educational, and we're just having fun. We have fun while learning something. So you know how webinars work. Go to the website, ASOTU.com, register, and you can have the recording, or we prefer and hope that you can join us live. But, retention, close to our hearts. Let's talk about retention, everybody. Let's talk about it every day, actually.
I mean, loyalty, retention, and the data needed to use that. So we've seen the deck. We know what the general conversation is. You're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah, taking care of the customer you have is like a little cheaper than finding a new one, don't you think?
Way cheaper.
All right, let's talk about some news. What once seemed like a dying online used car startup, you know who we're talking about. They're roaring back. Carvana's share price hit an all-time high late July, up over 10,000% from December of 2022's bottom, while short sellers have now racked up $7.4 billion in losses betting against the company. So basically, Q2 sales were staggering, 4.84 billion, up 42% year over year.
Goodness.
Retail units sold up 41% year over year. Wholesale units up 44% year over year. Their net income is up to $308 million. That's net, folks, with record profit margins across the board, including a record gross margin per unit at $7,426 per unit gross revenue. Traditional peers have seen some gains. By comparison, AutoNation is up by 80%. Lithia is up by 44%. CarMax actually down 7% in the same period. CEO Ernie Garcia III called Carvana, quote, the fastest growing and most profitable automotive retailer. He's just putting that out there. This is Dave Mazza, CEO of Round Hill Financial, said, quote, this rally is one of the most spectacular recoveries in modern market history.
The only story here is the fact that I didn't buy in at $4.
That's every dealer and everyone listening to this, or everybody that bought and then sold. No, you would have sold way before now.
I would have sold way before.
There's nobody. I mean, I would love to see the list of people that bought in 2022 and held. It's a real short list. There's Ernie Garcia II, Ernie Garcia. I don't know if they bought them, but they were holding them. So yeah, I mean, obviously this is a story. In the reports talking about, when the tariff news came out and all this, like Carvana obviously saw a disproportionate share of that increase.
Yeah. The used car market right now is hot. It doesn't matter where you're at. And for someone that's learned how to create efficiencies in auctions, I think the Odessa purchase came at what it looked like. Oh, that was their demise. I think it was actually the thing that really brought them through, right? You create pipelines for success, for reconditioning. The reason why they have such high GPU is because their reconditioning pipelines and their ability to finance so many of these customers and then their ability to meet customers where they're at. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just a model that we have to look at if we're the industry. And it stands to reason why CarMax is losing ground, because Carvana is eating their lunch.
Most direct competitor.
That's my opinion. If you look at the pump in, pump out market share, if you could do that between Carvana and CarMax, I bet that's where the loss is.
Interesting. I had a kind of a painful conversation with a friend a couple weeks ago. They were saying that They sold their last 2 cars to Carvana. They called around, right? They called local dealers.
Yep.
And they were like, I don't know. Carvana gave me a number that was a little bit lower, actually, right? A little bit. But they were like, we'll be there today to pick it up. He goes, a guy showed up with a flatbed to my driveway, handed me a check and left.
Transparent, fast and easy.
They bought their next vehicle from Carvana and said, I'm not going to, unless it's a new car, I'm never buying a vehicle a different way again. How do you argue with that? I mean, like every dealer has the capability of picking up a car in a driveway in a local place that day.
In my opinion, it's all about stopping being precious. You got to stop being precious with your vehicle values, with your people's time, with anything like that.
Brian Kramer's ringing the bell as you're saying that. I don't know.
Come on.
A lot to talk about, but there's another side to the conversation too. We're not going to just say like, hey, just be like Carvana. Don't be like Carvana, but in some ways be a lot like Carvana.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're saying.
Yeah. Everyone wants to be like Apple and Chick-fil-A. Carvana's just one of those ones that's got it right.
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of negative equity, I mean, we're kind of talking used cars. There's a lot of negative equity going around. A growing share of U.S. car buyers are finding themselves stuck in negative equity, with Edmunds reporting the average underwater loan balance at $6,700 in Q2. Whoa. One of the highest levels seen in years. 26.6% of new car trade-ins were upside down. That's a 4-year high. Average negative equity climbed to $6,754, which is up $500 from last year. Nearly 1 in 3 underwater trade-ins carried $5,000 to $10,000 in debt.
Dear goodness.
The average monthly payment hit $915 a month, which is $159 above the industry average. Edmunds even Drury warns, quote, many are at risk of getting stuck in a cycle of debt that only grows harder to break over time.
This is a story that's like, I think is kind of still unfolding because there's still enough disposable income in the marketplace to, in a certain tier of buyers to kind of overcome this. But this is one that, it's like an undercurrent story that nobody's really paying attention to, that I think over the next 2 years, if there's not something solved either by interest rates or by loan terms or something in the market that allows for this segment of the market to kind of recoup, maybe it's lease rates come into a place where negative equity can be consumed and buyers get more in a regular payment cycle. It's going to be hard to not see 2008 in this one.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? It's 2025. And so we're starting to see that probably, a lot of people were pushing 60, 72 months during the COVID time.
Oh,
right?
72, easy. Yeah.
So, I mean,
there were 84s coming out all over the place.
Yeah, there were. We still have a couple years of this. I think we still have a couple years, but fortunately, credit scores are doing well still. And, there's enough incentive money. And I think banks enough eager to make loans that we're at least able to maybe not kick the can, but maybe nudge it forward a little bit. And
I still always go back to Jonathan Smoke's bifurcated market. We 2 years ago heard about that. Heard him start talking about that a lot. And you still have this issue where so much of the market is sidelined due to interest rates, due to affordability. And the market that's continued to keep it strong is the one that has income, that has disposable income, and that can meet these payments. So it's still we're borrowing time, but this luck will run out, in my opinion.
Speaking about some of the demographic with the most disposable income.
Whoa.
Segue.
Time. It really is.
Because that millennials and Gen Z always grab the headlines, but new research shows that Gen X, those born between 1965 and 1980, may be the most influential consumer group of the next decade. Wow. Gen X is set to remain the world's highest spending demographic all the way through 2033. In 2025 alone, they're projected to drive $507 billion in food and beverage sales, $80 billion in beauty, and $42 billion in alcohol. Nearly 40% use AI assistants for shopping recommendations.
Whoa, I'm one of those.
Defying tech-averse stereotypes. So actually, they're using it more. I mean, if you talk to Todd Caputo, he's all over that stuff.
Gen Z is not tech-averse.
No.
That's weird. I mean,
Well,
like,
it's not tech averse, it's tech, you know, like the older part of Gen Z gets weird with tech.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Here's an interesting one. 72% of this generation prefers name brands over private label, bucking the store brand trend. Gen Xers are the gatekeepers of trillions in spending, effectively serving as the CFOs of 3 generations, said Wolfgang Fendler of World Data Lab, the one that put this study together.
This makes sense. Private label, when Gen Xers grew up, was like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Right. Private label was a signal that you just didn't have any money. Right.
Yep.
And then millennials and Gen Z, like private label became a thing, right? Like when Kirkland signature sweatshirts are selling out, right? Because the ability to share and create social trends changed a lot. You know, like you said, younger Gen Z, I mean, like you look at, sorry, Gen X, you look at Gen X, it's like they founded all the platforms that everyone's spending their time on. Right.
Yep.
So it does make sense. But I mean, they've that generation did really well. It's surprising to me that they're most influential group through 2033.
Well,
right?
I mean, you think about this. These are the executives. These are the people that have made it. They've made their money. They also understand saving and spending habit trends.
Yeah.
So that's where I think like you get a bunch of different like things contributing to what we were just talking about: disposable income, ability to spend. You know, you've grown in life, so you've probably got an elevated work status, all the things like that. Nathan actually just remembered we were talking to Aaron Keating at Public Policy Day, and the average new car buyer we're seeing be a higher and higher age.
Yeah, hold on, don't tell me yet. What do you think right now? What do you think the average age of a new car buyer is? Just put a number in your head. Average age of someone coming in to buy a new car. Okay. Tell them what it is, Kyle.
It's like in the mid 60s. I think it was 63, she said.
How about that? Not what you thought likely.
Not what you think. You would think in that like late 30s, 40s, something like that, people that are aspirational, but older ages buying those new cars.
Anyone born between what, like 19?
And that's why Carvana's winning in the used car game.
Oh, we just went full circle, everybody. Listen, it's Monday. You got a fresh week in front of you. It's just a great week. It's summertime. We got 5 Saturdays this month. Get out there, take care of some of the people, make some business improvements. We will see you here first thing tomorrow.